Well, Goa Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar passed away after a prolonged illness. He was 63 years old. The Prime Minister, the BJP Chief Amit Shah, along with the Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will all be part of the former Defence Minister and Goa's most favourite Chief Minister's final journey. Parrikar's mortal remains have already reached the BJP office. They will be kept there until 10:30, and then later it's going to be taken to Kala Academy in the state capital Panaji, where people can also come and pay their tributes then. After that, at 4 p.m, Parrikar's funeral procession will take place. He will then be finally laid to rest at 5 in the evening today. The centre has announced national mourning in the wake of Parrikar's unfortunate and tragic demise. Tributes are pouring in as Goa indeed has lost their favourite son. Parrikar had been battling pancreatic cancer for more than a year now, and he had served as the Defence Minister of the country in the Modi government as well. Kamlesh Sutar is joining us for more on the final journey of the Goa Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar, who passed away after a battle with pancreatic cancer. And Kamlesh, there are just no words to describe the loss that the people of Goa must be experiencing. He was so favoured, he was so popular amongst the people of Goa. Someone who held fort at all times, the crisis manager for the BJP, someone who made BJP a force to reckon with in the state of Goa, when traditionally it had been a Congress bastion. Just take us through, the kind of scenes that you're seeing around you, the love, the appreciation, the tributes that are pouring in for Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar.
Well, Avantika, as we speak, what we're learning is that the mortal remains that left from his house around 15-20 minutes ago are reaching here. They've almost reached around the BJP office. That's what we are hearing, and people here have already gathered in large number to pay their last respects to their most beloved leader, if you can say. Avantika, Manohar Parrikar not just enjoyed respect from the people of Goa, he enjoyed a great amount of adulation, respect from perhaps every Goan cutting across communities. As you rightly mentioned, Goa was never traditionally a Bharatiya Janata Party state, but ever since Manohar Parrikar became the Chief Minister, he has taken the party to other segments of the society where the BJP was never popular, so as to say. But Manohar Parrikar, after Manohar Parrikar's regime as the Chief Minister, took over as the Chief Minister of Goa, he spread the parties to areas which are conventionally known as Congress stronghold, and the number of Christian MLAs too joining the BJP had gone up remarkably during his tenure. And even in this tenure, we have several leaders like Michael Lobo, Glenn Ticklow from the BJP sitting MLAs who would just not stop talking about their leaders when we spoke to them yesterday. So the kind of crowd that is here, and but
Kamlesh, what made him so popular? What made him so dear? What made him this enormously popular person that he was in the state of Goa? I want to understand a little bit from you about his style of functioning. Was he a leader who would call the shots on everything? Or would he micromanage? Or was he someone who would take everyone along with him? Was he very accessible? Is that what made him immensely popular amongst the people of Goa?
Well, yes, the first thing one would talk about Manohar Parrikar, the first thing, that everybody realized about him was he was a man of discipline. As I was telling this morning about this BJP office, when there was a busy day, any political activity in Goa, be it elections or any other meeting, it was Manohar Parrikar who was the first person to reach the BJP office before any other leaders reached, and used to start his daily course at the BJP office here. And even at the assembly or the state secretariat, Manohar Parrikar would be the first person in the morning and perhaps the last person to leave the office. Always seen with files, and his working style was no nonsense. One fact that underlines defines Manohar Parrikar's career and why he was so loved by the people of Goa is that he was never surrounded by any untoward controversies. Look at his career that spans for almost 30 years. He became an MLA in 1994 for the first time and was in public life till 2019, till he breathed his last. Never ever any controversy that surrounded him. Never ever was he indulged into any such controversy. So that was what his image was: a clean, astute politician known for its simplicity. Avantika, when I come to Goa, I've seen politicians who have lavish bungalows, lavish palatial houses in Goa, who have been MLAs for 2 or 3 occasions. But Manohar Parrikar, on the contrary, was known for his austerity, for his simple ways of living life. Always seen in his typical bush shirt and his a very simple dressed man he was. Even when he went to Delhi, that was what his attire was. People asked him to change that attire since he was in Delhi, but he never did that. Never ever you saw Manohar Parrikar in a typical Neta-like dresses or wearing those fancy jackets. He was always seen in his bush shirts, half-sleeves bush shirts. That was what he was known as, a typical middle-class Goekar. He used to come across to people, accessible to people. Sometimes you see, even when he was the chief minister, people saw him reaching the office on a scooter. So that was what the kind of a simple life he led. Once a person told me that he met Manohar Parrikar at the signal, just standing next to him. He was standing at a red light and he just turned to the other side to be surprised to see the chief minister standing on the red light with him. So these are the kind of stories that people of Goa tell about Manohar Parrikar: a simple, austere, a gentleman, thorough knowledge of administration, good control over administration, and most importantly was working towards solving the problems of Goa. Goa has changed immensely under Manohar Parrikar, and that is why people love him so much, they adore him so much, and that is why they are here to pay their last respects.
Absolutely. It's an irreparable loss, a loss that has plunged the entire state into sorrow, with all of the people in Goa and across the nation also in deep mourning. Goa's favourite son and 4-time Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar is no more, often described as Goa's tallest leader in decades. The technocrat turned politician had said that he will serve Goa till his last breath. His commitment to the nation and to the state of Goa in particular was evident till his last breath, as he refused to resign, retire or even relinquish his post to the highest administrative chair in the state. Let's take a look at this report.
He was Goa's favourite son, a man who was as comfortable riding a scooter as being in the cockpit of a fighter jet. Despite touching the pinnacles of political glory, he remained as humble as a common Goan. His simplicity was infectious. Born in Goa's Mapusa, a young Manohar Parrikar studied in the Loyola High School in Mapusa. He eventually became the first IITian to be sworn in as Chief Minister of a state. His journey from Goa's politics to being Defence Minister is devoid of any VVIP culture. Known for his clean image, Parrikar could often be seen riding a two-wheeler or digging into a typical Goan-style fish curry and rice. Parrikar's acceptability was BJP's main weapon, making diverse political parties fall in line to accept Parrikar as the Chief Minister. His simplicity disarmed his political opponents, making him the tallest political figure from the coastal state. The first BJP CM of Goa, Parrikar left his heart back in Goa when he was made the Defence Minister in the Modi government.
You asked me a question whether you are fit for war. I think any army should be fit, absolutely fit for war on any moment. And our preparedness should not be based on war, whether we are fit for war, but we should be so strong that the other armies should not think that they should have a war with us. I think we are fit for war.
No wonder he readily accepted the first opportunity to return to Goa as Chief Minister in 2017, despite being Chief Minister 3 times earlier. But not before overseeing the surgical strikes on Pakistan after the Uri terror attack. After being diagnosed with critical pancreatic ailment, Parrikar was not the one to bow out. His frail frame with a catheter attached to the nose, presenting the state budget, are stuff legends are made of.
Detailed budget speech, but there is a Josh
Parrikar stunned those who wrote him off after gushing "How's the Josh" while attending his first public event earlier this year after receiving treatment.
How is the Josh? How is the Josh? So I will transfer my Josh to you.
Under Parrikar's chief ministership, Goa was adjudged the best governed state for 3 times in India Today's survey of states. His demise leaves a void which cannot ever be filled. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, political developments are gathering pace in Goa after the Chief Minister's passing away. Sources have told India Today that Goa Speaker Pramod Sawant is emerging to be the front runner for the post of Chief Minister. But there is another probable candidate for the post who is Vishwajit Rane. The decision for the same is to be taken today itself. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari has been holding a 6-hour-long meeting with BJP MLAs and allies, the Goa Forward Bloc and the Maharashtra-Vadi Gumantak Party. Sources say that Goa Forward Party had expressed reservations about any new leader. In fact, the Congress has also approached the Goa Forward Party, with the state staring at political uncertainty since the two BJP allies and the independents had made their stand very clear that they would only offer support if Parrikar was to be the Chief Minister of the state. BJP with 13 MLAs then had formed the government after the support from 3 legislators each from Maharashtra Vadi Gumantak Party, the Goa Forward Party, apart from the 3 independents. And therefore, it's going to be very interesting now as to what really comes out from those meetings, whether the Maharashtra Vadi Gumantak Party agrees to stay in the alliance, because there's also been a development there. One of the MLA has expressed a desire for the Chief Minister's post as well.
सन है
अभी चालू है, इसको फाइनल कुछ हुआ नहीं, सुबह 8 बजे से पहले हो जाएगा।
बट जब गोवा फॉरवर्ड सेट की अभी हमने कुछ आपको ऑप्शंस दिए हुए हैं।
हाँ, वही तो
उसके साथ एमजीपी कह रही है कि हमको रिजोल्यूशन पास करना पड़ेगा।
वो तो है, इसीलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ, दोनों ने अपने अपने बात बता दिया।
आपका लीडर कौन है वो अभी तक तय नहीं होगा।
नहीं, वो ये सब सेटल होने के बाद तय हो जाएगा।
It will not be in an hour's time, but it will be decided.
What seems to be the problem? What seems to be the problem? That you are unable to elect a leader now. Is that a problem, or there is no unanimity on who should be the leader of the coalition?
See, these things practically are bound to happen. It is not that it is something unusual. But I think in a few hours, whatever problem is there, it will be sorted out.
After discussion with the MLAs, they will decide after 1 year.
No, but then what about your party? Whom will you support as the chief minister?
Now I'm going to my party executive committee. I will ask them to have a resolution. Then only
To support a particular candidate. Is that
not yet decided.
We have discussed the contours of this alliance government for the future. After the untimely demise of our leader, the Chief Minister of Goa, Mr. Manohar Parrikar. So it's not easy to find a replacement for Mr. Parrikar, and how this government has to go forward. We have given several suggestions, some of which have been accepted, some of which have not been decided upon.
It seems that the BJP is finding it difficult to keep its allies together, but at the same time, it's building pressure on the allies so that the assembly should not go into suspended animation. The BJP is yet to finalize who should be the leader and replace Manohar Parrikar as the Chief Minister of Goa. With Kiran Sakpal, Sahil Joshi in Goa for India Today.
Well, it's a huge loss indeed for the BJP. Now, while the party is in a state of mourning, there are also parallel deliberations taking place as to just who could be the next chief minister, with the Congress staking claim to form the next government. So let's just take a look at the probables who just might succeed Manohar Parrikar to be the next chief minister of the state of Goa. First up is Pramod Sawant. He's the speaker of the Goa Assembly, BJP MLA as well from the Sankalam constituency. And most interestingly, Mr. Sawant is a Ayurvedic practitioner. So he is a name, a very young Pramod Sawant there, and this is a name that is emerging to be the top choice, the favourite contender and the front runner for the CM's post. But there's another potential chief ministerial candidate whose name came up for discussion in yesterday's BJP meet, and that's Vishwajit Rane. He is also a probable for the chief minister's post. In fact, he was a minister in Parrikar's government. He represents the Valpoi seat. He was the former minister under the Congress, and he's the son of the former Congress chief minister Pratap Singh Rane. And along with these two, you also have the Maharashtra Vadi Gumantak Party MLA Sunil Dhavlekar, who has also tossed his hand, and he has suggested his name to be the Chief Minister of the state. Could that change dynamics for the alliance between the Maharashtra-Vadi Gomantak Party and the BJP? We're going to watch that space very closely. But let's just listen in to what India Today's consulting editor Rajdeep Sardesai said on the political uncertainty in Goa after the unfortunate demise of Manohar Parrikar.
The question is, after Parrikar, who? Does the BJP have the kind of quality local leadership to take forward Mr. Parrikar's dreams and hopes for Goa? Even as Mr. Parrikar was battling for life, the fact was there were meetings being held by the BJP of its MLAs and also with the smaller parties who are the supporting parties to try and see was there a consensus chief ministerial candidate that they can find. And while that was happening, the Congress, which is now the single largest party in the assembly, has gone to the governor yesterday and staked claim to form a government. So I think the power games that the BJP's desperation at one level to stay in power, the Congress's desperation to try and form a government, all of this casts a shadow over Mr. Parrikar's legacy. Because I would like to believe that Mr. Parrikar, as one of the architects of modern Goa, would like to ensure that a measure of political stability returns that ensures that whoever comes to power is development oriented. I heard Devendra Fadnavis there and he's spot on. In the 1990s, Goa was known for its Ayaram, Gayaram culture. Governments were falling over allegations of corruption. Single member parties would even aspire to become chief ministers. In that milieu, I think Parrikar and Pratap Singh Rane of the Congress were the two leaders who made some kind of a difference. Now the fear is, with Mr. Parrikar no longer there, with his larger than life figure no longer there, will Goa return to the bad old days? And the first indications are that it well could. And I think that's the challenge for the BJP. Can they show themselves to be a party with a difference? And can they therefore really take forward Mr. Parrikar's legacy, maybe by building some kind of a new collective leadership, but at least not going back to the days where politics is all about wheeling and dealing in Goa. To some extent, Mr. Parrikar also got trapped in that in his last term because he was heading a coalition, but by and large he remained above the fray. And I would like to hope that at least the next generation of BJP leaders learn the positive aspects of Mr. Parrikar's leadership in Goa rather than go back to the Ayaram, Gayaram days. But I fear the worst. What I'm hearing from Goa could well eventually result in the breaking of one party or the other, or eventually the dissolution of assembly. I think maybe the dissolution of assembly will be the only way out, because at the moment, without Mr. Parrikar there is uncertainty over what kind of government we'll now have in Goa.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.